Hi Internet friends, it's Tim Schrock at Design Build Solutions with today's Tech Tip Tuesday video. You ever want to get your projects kind of automatic and a little easier? I think I've got a way that we can set up a schedule for all of the details, all of the information, and with macros, make it close to automatic. Let's get started. I'm really excited to share this option here of getting our projects set up as a list. For years I've wanted to sit down and just get the specifics from the designer, from the homeowners, from the engineer, from the contractor about what's going into these projects. And I've got this way now. I'm tripping here. I've set up in my template. Let's go to our template, and you'll see that I've got a blank plan right now. If you'd hit Shift V or Tools, you'd be under CAD, Detail Management, and right here is Project Specs. Open up the Project Specs, and we've got this CAD detail. These in the green column, this first column, are notes. And what I've done is I've set up a note type called specs. Each note has a unique situation. What I've done is the text above the line is equal to its global identifier. Okay, this is important to know in the macro world that each option, each definition has to have a unique identifier across, and it has to be global across the file. So if I open up this one, what I've done is I've named this one framing_ridge. Okay. Then in the text below the line, you need this percent and the dollar sign. The percent tells us it's a macro. The dollar sign tells us it is a global identifier. And for a structured naming convention, these identifiers must be lowercase, especially in this text below line, must be lowercase. Framing_ridge equals comment, and end the macro with the final percent sign. This comment comes from object information panel right here to 1 3/4 by 14 inch LVL. Okay. This goes all the way down. I will point out this here that as an option under the object information panel, you can make multiple lines by hitting the Shift Enter key. Okay, so aluminum gutter apron at eaves, aluminum drip edge at rakes. Okay, that's the Shift Enter key to make the second line in the comment. Now, in this case, this does not show as two lines in the note as far as the text below line. I believe Chief apparently has something that removes that Shift Enter character for the text below the line. However, in the specification schedule, you'll notice the edge has that new line already still in it in the comments. Okay. So I'm working on filling this out. I've got it a good start at this point with roof, fascia, walls, floor and ceiling framing, and foundation information. I probably need to add more to the foundation information. But there is the full schedule of all of the, because we copied this unique identifier in the text above line as well as below line. This column is the unique identifier, and this pulls the comments from what that identifier is. It's all driven by this one note, or multiple notes, I should say. Okay. Then over here in this orange column is text on how we can use it. I would suggest you can copy this text. Now this is set, in my template, it's set at 1/4 inch scale. If you were to copy it and put it in a 1/2 inch scale type of section, you would have to resize it by 0.5. Okay. If you were to put it into a 1 inch scale section, you'd have to resize it by 0.25. But this would go automatically on a 1/4 inch scale, and I may just have a separate column for 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1 inch scales, so we can just copy that and paste it right onto the elevation or section. Okay, so because, say for instance, I've got roof is asphalt shingles, underlayment is 15-pound minimum underlayment, roof sheathing is 1/2 inch sheathing. I can put these three objects in one text. So I can go $$ roof. That's the macro. That's the unique identifier roof. On underlayment, on roof sheathing. So what I did was I took roof and then the new line in the text, a new line, and put the word on space and then said underlayment. There's that and the value of that. New line, the word on space, and then roof sheathing. And there's the value of roof sheathing, is 1/2 inch sheathing. The beauty of this is then, if I copy this onto 4 elevations and a section view, and I want to change roof sheathing because the engineer says, no, that needs to show 7/16 inch roof sheathing. Watch this. I could go over here to roof sheathing and change the comment. Or with the schedules, I can select this line in the schedule at 1/2 inch sheathing and open the row object. There's the note that controls roof sheathing. I know it controls roof sheathing because that's the name of it. That's the macro. I'm just going to go to object information. The engineer said specify 7/16. Everywhere that $$ roof sheathing n% shows up, that's going to change to 7/16. I don't have to go into all 4 elevations and both sections and change roof sheathing. As long as I have this macro and I didn't fudge it and type somewhere 1/2 inch roof sheathing, because that's text, right? I have to edit that manually now. But if you use these macros that I've set up, that's how to get it to change globally across the whole project, whether you're in plan view or elevation view or a section. We can control these variables this way. And I love it that I can print off this project spec schedule so that I can just quickly double check and run through the whole project with the engineer or with the contractor. And then I can from here edit one place and all the other locations change. I had this situation come up recently where contractors said, I had specified number 5 bars. Okay. And the contractor said, hey, I can get number 4 bars real easy. Number 5 bars are hard, and I think that's plenty. So I had to go through all of the sections, make sure all of my sections, all of my plans, all of my elevations said number 5 change number 5 bars to number 4 bars. This way I can just go right here, change the object information, go number 4, and if I followed the pattern of using these macros, the whole project set gets changed in a snap. I'm tripping excited to use this for my next project. If you are interested in getting this set up for you, we can do that. We can certainly do that, or you can take these examples and run with it yourself for your own template. I will say it would be cool. I did kind of come up with my own situation here where you do have to manually type it in. You don't have options that you can just go quickly select the options in this, but this is going to change. This is certainly going to change my workflow, make it so much easier. Hope that's helpful. Thanks so much for watching. Click like and subscribe down there for more content. Thanks. Take care. Have a great week.